and welcome today. My name is Michelle Zacco from Cutting Edge Stencils, and we are really excited to be taking you through this really fun project. We bought this dresser off of Craigslist. Actually, one of our craft gurus purchased this probably about 5 years ago. She picked up this dresser off Craigslist and she took it off to college. She used and abused it, and then we are going to give it a fresh new look using some paint and a stencil. For today's project, we're going to be using the Roses All Over stencil. It's a really pretty pattern, roses all over. And you can get this at cuttingedgestencils.com. And we are going to be stenciling across the top, as well as enhancing the front a little bit and showing you how to make some extra artwork. So let's get started. We have gone ahead and for this project, whenever you're going to piece of furniture, we always recommend priming it with Stix Primer. It just creates a really nice foundation to help any paint that you're going to be putting onto the project adhere to the actual furniture. So we've already gone ahead, we have pre-primed this, and we have painted it with Benjamin Moore Navajo White. So the primer was Stix Primer, and then we painted it with Benjamin Moore Navajo White. We have our Roses stencil. And you can see it's actually a very large pattern. It is ideally meant for walls, but you can use all of these wall patterns also on furniture. You can use them on crafts. You can use them on anything you want. So today we're showing you how you can take a regular wall pattern and you can apply it to the furniture. We have our sticky note spray adhesive. We love this spray adhesive. You can get it on Amazon. And so what we've done is we've gone ahead and we've sprayed the back of the stencil. So you can see it's on about a foot away. We sprayed the spray adhesive, and we did it in a well-ventilated area so that we didn't do it inside, not on your couch. That would not be ideal. And the reason that we can tell the front to the back of the stencil is because located over here in the corner is our website, see, cuttingedgestencils.com. Now that's going to tell you that's the front side of the stencil, and so you're going to apply the spray adhesive to the back side. So we're going to place this onto the dresser, and if you look over here, we are positioning it. Now it's a very large pattern, so we're just going to position it so that it falls slightly to the edge of the dresser. We can let it dangle a little bit, and the roses is very organic, so it works well. Where you're going to make sure that it is straight, and then because we have the spray adhesive, it's going to help hold it in place. So, all right, I like how that looks. That lines up quite nicely. Oh, you know what?
One of our viewers wants to know what the spray adhesive is again.
The spray adhesive is a sticky note spray adhesive. Okay, so now we're just going to press it down. Okay, and now we have chosen a really pretty pink hue. This is one of the trendy colors for the end of 2017 into 2018, this pretty pink color. We've made a custom color. It's Benjamin Moore's Ben Paint, and we have used Peony and Fantasy Pink. It's a little bit of Peony, a little bit of Fantasy Pink. So now we're going to take our 4-inch dense foam roller. We're going to roll it into the pink paint, and we're going to make sure that we get the whole roller filled. We're going to be careful that we don't dip it onto the white dresser. Worst case scenario, though, you always can just paint it white again. And that's the great thing about paint. Sometimes you worry, oh my goodness, I'm going to mess up. But if you mess up, it's just paint. Just repaint it. It's really not that bad. Then we're going to off-roll it. So you can see that we've fully covered the roller. It's not splotchy looking. It's fully covered. And you're going to offload the extra paint so that the paint isn't, splotchy in certain areas. So now we're going to come back down here, and we are going to paint our rose pattern.
For people just tuning in, where did you get this dresser from?
This dresser was purchased off of Craigslist. We actually got it probably about 5 or 6 years ago. Our craft guru, she's our in-house craft guru, and she had taken it off to college. She used it in her dorm apartment, and so it definitely looked like it had spent some time in college. And now we're going to give it a fresh, the front had been really banged up, the top had been damaged, and so a fresh coat of paint really did it wonders.
One of our viewers would like to know if the spray adhesive leaves any residue.
It does not leave a residue. What you're going to be doing is you're applying the spray adhesive to the stencil rather than applying it, let's say, on the wall or onto the piece of furniture. And because you're doing it that way, you're going to give it a couple minutes to tack up. It's not going to leave a residue on the furniture. It's not going to damage it all, but it is going to help hold your stencil in place, and it's going to give you a little bit of a cleaner line. And so now again, you can get this pattern along with all of our other great furniture stencils over at cuttingedgestencils.com. And we are just going to fill in the areas. See, I missed some spots over here in the center.
Is it easy to take the spray adhesive off the stencil once you're done using it?
Sticky Note does make a spray adhesive remover, so you can purchase that also on Amazon. But you could just leave the residue onto the stencil, and then rinse off the paint and store it, and then reuse it. Okay, so I think we have completely painted this top portion, and we are going to move our stencil. Let's take a look at this beautiful pattern. Look how great that looks. What does everyone think so far?
Wow, the hearts are flowing in.
I bet. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually line up our stencil. And here we go. We're going to line up with the roses. Now, because this is an all-over pattern, it does actually have some repeats so that we can, if you were doing this on a wall or you're doing this on a piece of furniture like we are, you can easily line it up. It just takes a minute. Now we're going to pat it down. Now the spray adhesive is still on here, so we're not going to have a problem with painting this. And then we're just going to offload it.
People love the dresser, but they also love the mandala. Where can they buy that?
The mandala is the Prosperity Mandala, and you can get that at cuttingedgestencils.com. We actually did a tutorial just last week on Home Talk. Painting this. We painted this, I think, in about 20 minutes. That's how easy that project was. We were able to easily paint this oversized, it's like a 5-foot mandala onto this wall. It's just a little bit wobbly as I paint it. Now, as you can see, I'm building up a light load of pressure. We're not really digging it underneath. It's a very delicate stencil because of the nature of the rose pattern. So we have to be a little bit careful as we're doing it.
Where can they get these stencils?
You can get all the stencils over at cuttingedgestencils.com.
People are loving the pretty roses.
This is such a great pattern, and you can paint it we're doing it in pink because it's such a trendy color, and it's really fun. It works really well with this piece of furniture, but you could paint this pattern in any color. Where do people think they would be using a pattern like this?
They're also saying furniture on their walls. We're getting a lot of women's furniture.
Okay, we're going to lift and reveal. Oh, it's gorgeous.
What brand paint did we use?
We used Ben by Benjamin Moore. Okay, and so we are going to line this up. We're actually going to have to end up doing it just a couple more times, but that's fine.
Ooh, someone said that they would do it on their headboard.
Oh, that would be gorgeous. That sounds like such a great idea. And again, the spray adhesive is still on the back of the stencil, so we're just gently patting it down. We roll the ruler into the paint, and then we off-roll onto a piece of paper towel.
Where can they get this stencil?
You can get this over at cuttingedgestencils.com. And again, the stencil behind me is the Prosperity Mandala. Now we have a huge collection of mandala patterns, and you can find them all over at cuttingedgestencils.com, along with all of our furniture and craft stencils. Now we have a whole section of florals. So if you love floral patterns like our rose pattern, we have a birch forest and we have some other beautiful flower patterns.
Ooh, one of our viewers said that they would do it on their drapes.
That would be a great project, and it's so easy to do, especially a fabric project. For fabric, we always recommend using Jacquard fabric paint. We sell that on our website. It doesn't get stiff and hard, so we really do like to use it. Okay. And that's the great thing about a project. You know, you pick up a piece off of Craigslist. Sometimes all they need is a little bit of love. And this is definitely giving this furniture a little bit of love. Okay, so now we are just going to carry it right off to the edge. And we're going to line it up one last time. There we go.
Can you use chalk paint on furniture?
Yes, you can use chalk paint on furniture. We tend to like Ben by Benjamin more, but you can definitely use chalk paint, and I know BB Frost makes a great chalk paint. We've worked with them before.
Do you have any tips for new stencilers?
You should always make sure that you offload your roller. Don't put too much paint on it, and never dig up your stencil. You don't want to dig the roller underneath your stencil. Just gently apply your paint and build up your coverage. That's definitely one thing. And then we're going to lift, reveal, and we have a gorgeous pattern. Okay, so now we have completed the top portion of this dresser. And if you had seen it before, it's on the Home Talk, on our Home Talk page, the Home Talk / Cutting Edge Stencils. We have a whole tutorial where we walked you through this. This thing was all nicked and bruised. So we completely repainted the top and added this gorgeous pattern. And now we're going to take you through the drawer fronts. So the fronts they're very, basic and bland. They came with these little pewter handles. They're very pretty. They are. They're gorgeous handles, but they could use just a little bit of an enhancement. So what we've done is we've actually gone ahead and we have spray painted them gold. Something as simple as spray painting the knobs has allowed us to drastically change the look. So we used this spray paint. I think it was picked up at Home Depot, and it was just such an easy way to transform the knobs. And we're going to have somebody go in the back and spray paint this one. Whenever you're spray painting, make sure you do it in a well-ventilated area. Okay, so we're going to move that off to the side. And now we're going to show you how to add just a little bit more to the fronts. It's going to tie everything in. Because like I said, this was a wall stencil. So this comes with a free top edge piece. If you were painting your wall, you would get this. It's a free top edge that comes with it. And so what we've done is we've actually cut out a small rose, and we're going to be applying this rose to the fronts of the drawers. It's just going to tie the pattern in, and it's going to enhance the front a little bit more. And it's a nice way to kind of utilize the entire stencil. So we are going to pull these things out. We're going to place them in the front. Now, typically you would get a tape measure out, and you would measure where you're going to be placing it. We've kind of gone ahead, and we have already done that. So we are going to be positioning it right there. We have applied some spray adhesive to this little stencil, helps hold it in place. And again, we've already primed and painted this piece, so we don't have to worry about that portion on camera. We have our peony pink paint. It's a very light, pretty pink paint. And I'm going to move this right over here. We're going to use a 2-inch dense foam roller. We're going to roll it into our pretty pink paint. This is Ben by Benjamin Moore.
Did you paint the drawers before you're putting paint on them?
Everything has been painted and primed. So we use the Sticks primer, and then we use the Navajo white.
Oh, a lot of people said that they would do ombre roses.
That would be gorgeous, and that would be so fun to complete.
We're big fans of the ombre.
We love ombre. Okay, and now you could use a stencil brush, or you can just lightly roll on your paint. And then we're going to lift and reveal a beautiful little rose. And so we are going to be finishing this up. Now we've painted the rose, and we'll be applying the knobs. We're going to put that one off to the side. And let's take out the last one. Again, you can get this stencil over at cuttingedgestencils.com. We're going to be lining this up. We'll quickly roll this on.
What kind of roller should they use?
We always recommend using a dense foam roller. We sell this roller on our website, so you can actually pick up the stencil and all the supplies that you need for a project like this. Lift and reveal. It's so simple to add just a little bit of a decorative element to a piece of furniture. Okay, so now we have wrapped up these 2 drawer fronts, but we're not going to stop there because these stencils are reusable. So we're going to show you how you can actually take the stencil that we just used for the top of the furniture and then create a piece of wall art with it. So why don't you, we're going to grab our stencil and I'm going to take you right behind. So we picked up, it's I think it's like a 16 by 20 inch pre-primed canvas over at, you can get it at an art store or like a craft store. And then we have painted it using Navajo white, which is what we use to base our dresser in, so it ties everything together. We have our stencil, which we lay it on the floor. We're just gonna, Okay, so we have our stencil. And we are going to be placing this onto our canvas. Now we picked out, it's a much brighter pink, but it's really going to pop once we put it all together. And so we are going to roll, when we're using a 4-inch dense foam roller, we're going to roll it into our bright pink, and we are going to off-roll it, and then we're going to roll it onto the canvas.
Where can they buy these stencils?
You can get everything over at cuttingedgestencils.com. And this is a really great way we're reusing our stencil. Now, you could have taken the stencil into the back. You could easily wash it off with soap and water and reuse it for a project. Or you just take out your canvas and create a piece of art. It is that simple to create wall art. And it's going to be customized. It's going to match our dresser perfectly.
Did you have to prime this canvas before you painted it Navajo white?
The canvas came pre-primed, so we did not have to prime it. Although it would have been very simple to prime because we could have used our Sticks primer again that we used for our dresser. Reusing materials is a great thing. And so we're just going to lightly roll this onto the canvas. It's a really pretty pattern, as you guys saw before. And then to enhance this frame, or enhance our canvas, we are actually going to frame it. We picked up a $10 frame. It's a white frame over at IKEA. We spray painted it gold with the same gold that we used for the knobs. And we are going to frame our work of art with a gold frame. And again, you can get all of our stencils over at cuttingedgestencils.com. What is everyone thinking about this pink? Do you like this pink or do you like the pink that I used on the dresser better?
A lot of people are liking the darker pink.
Okay. So now we are just going to simply be lifting up. There you go. Look at that. Within a matter of minutes, we actually just created a custom piece of wall art. It would look beautiful in a little girl's room, look beautiful, let's say if you have a very feminine bedroom, or if you're going to do like a playful playroom. This is a perfect stencil for this. Okay, so we are going to put this on the side because we have gone ahead and we have already placed our canvas into a frame, which we, like I said, we got it from IKEA. We spray painted it in gold. We actually applied like a white frame around it. It looks gorgeous and it was so simple, very inexpensive, great way to reuse your stencil. Because all of our stencils are reusable, just use soap and water to clean it off and then you can easily make a new project with it. So we're gonna actually flip right around again. Mark is helping us here. We're putting the drawer fronts back in. And so you guys are gonna get a little bit of a preview. So now, like we said, we got this really pretty dresser off of Craigslist. It was really beaten up. We've managed to kind of take it and transform it. And we're just going to slide it in over here. And look at how gorgeous that looks. You have your gold fronts, which we simple spray paint. We've added the rose to the front section. and we'll just put up here. We've gone ahead, we also crafted this adorable pillow using the same exact stencil pattern, but in a little bit poppier of a tone. This is like a magenta color. And then if you look really closely, we glued on some rhinestones onto the centers of the roses. It's so pretty, and it ties in perfectly. Just think about it, if you had a little girl's room, how gorgeous this would look on it. And we'll throw up some flowers. And there you go, guys. This was our almost like a trash to treasure story. We transformed it using cuttingedgestencils.com, stencils from that. And it was a really easy and simple project. We hope you've enjoyed it today. And we hope you tune in next week.